Hey, what's up YouTube's abluegolfball here today with another Pokemon TCG online video. And today I have for you guys a deck that was requested by Pablo Raphael. He wanted to see a Magmortar and Electivire deck. These guys came all the way back from Furious Fists, and they can make somewhat of a comeback here. Since we have things like Dowsing Machine from Phantom Forces, we got Wally, we can evolve faster, and the like. So let's take a look at how this deck can still be a little bit more competitive in today's metagame. And this is somewhat of a budget deck. I don't have the cards to show you guys the budget here, since I'm using a bunch of full arts and secret rares, but Magmortar here is the 120 HP Fire-type Pokemon, and you can see here it's got the attack Flame Charge. Search your deck for a fire energy attached to it to this Pokemon. Shuffle your deck afterwards. Okay. The attack that we want to focus on is Twin Bursts. If Electivire is on your bench, this attack does 80 more damage. Now, if you have a Muscle Band, you can hit for 180, since 80 plus 80 is 160, plus 20, that'll be 180. We do have a 3 retreat cost, but you know what? We're not going to be retreating. I don't think we will. At least that's not going to be the intention. And here is Electivire. We can do Tag Team Spark. Now, I do play 1 Lightning Energy in case this ever comes in handy. You never know. So, that's, yeah, Tag Team Spark. We're not going to be doing Gigavolt, flip a coin of heads. This attack does 30 more damage if tails. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. We'll see if that ever comes in handy. We do have Electrode here with Magnetic Draw, just a little more consistency. And then we have Mr. Mime to protect the bench. And that's it for the deck. Let's take a look. I would play Jirachi, but again, this is going to be it's more of a budget deck. And I opted not to play any EXs at all. We'll have 2 Battle Compressors. This is probably the most expensive card in this deck. If you are planning to play it in real life and buying the non-full art supporters and whatnot. So, computer search, discard 2 cards from your hand, and you can play any card from your deck. You can search for it. And so, here's the Professor's Letter, being able to search for 2 basic energy cards. Start on the Megaphone, and we got 1 Switch as well, 3 Ultra Balls to get the Pokemon out, and 3 VS Seekers. And here is Blacksmith. We want to make this with the combination of playing a Battle Compressor. Perhaps we can get the Blacksmith into the discard pile, and then we use VS Seeker to get the Blacksmith, and then play the Blacksmith, get some more energies in play. We have Colders here, one of these, 2 Lysanders, 1 Lysander trump card, 3 Ends, and 4 Juniper. And then we have 2 Wallies to hopefully accelerate the evolution a little bit quicker. Alright, and this is only going to be 2 Scorched Earth. Instead of playing Fiery Torch or something like that, we got Scorched Earth, and this could be pretty handy for stadium counters and also being able to draw more cards. We got the Muscle Band here, DCEs, 4 of them, only 7 Fire Energies. Maybe I could play more, but I'm going to stick with 7 for now, and the 1 Lightning Energy. So that's it for the deck. Without further ado, let's go ahead and see this deck in action on Pokemon TCG Online. Alright, we're going to be playing against I Trick the Pirate. And let's go for heads, and we will be going second. My opponent winning the coin toss there. More like we lost the coin toss. So we start off with the Mr. Mime. Yeah, I think we're going to lead it with the Mr. Mime. Alright, we'll go with the Magmar, and we'll hang on to the Mr. Mime in case we don't need it. And it looks like we won't need the Mr. Mime unless my opponent plays Xerneas EX that can actually hit the bench. But for now, I think we can just play the Mr. Mime. That way, when we play N, it doesn't get shuffled back into our deck. And so the math and the drawing, everything changes. The dynamics, everything changes if you shuffle back the Mr. Mime. Oh man, my opponent gets everything going here. We can see the Explicity retreats over here, and my opponent is definitely set up for a good run. So we'll just go with this. We'll even play this right here. Let's go for the N. And hopefully that disrupted my opponent a little bit more. We will ram my opponent for 30. In the next turn, we can actually do Flame Charge and be able to power up the Magmortar a little bit more. We end up with 2 Blacksmiths that are absolutely useless. If my opponent can play an N for us, that would be fantastic. But my opponent plays a, looks like a Professor Sycamore. Our Muscle Band gets discarded, so that's a little bit disappointing. And hey, we do get an N right there, so my opponent will N us, and this is actually really good. We get the Electabuzz, and we do get the Magmortar as well. So here it is, my opponent powering up. Hopefully we don't see a Spritzy. So as of right now, you know, this is, I don't know. It is what it is. And let's see. Too bad we don't have the muscle band. Otherwise, I would have Lysandered out the Spritzy and knocked it out. Oh boy, it's not good. So we'll power this one up. I'm gonna go for the Culver's, and we do get the muscle band, but we don't get. There's no such thing as a computer search. And let's just go for a flame charge. We gotta take a look at this really quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means there's just one energy in the deck, and we're gonna go ahead and get that right here. And so no need to play the Professor's Letter. If we have a DCE and we can evolve this Electabuzz, we could knock out this Xerneas here. Well, we can knock out the Xerneas without it too. So all we need is that DCE, and we can hit for 80. With the muscle band, it would be 100, but that wouldn't be necessary. So the attack does add up. My opponent plays a Professor Sycamore. We see the Jirachi, Lysander Trump card, as well as a Pokemon Fan Club. My opponent will evolve into the Aromatisse right now. We can see a retreat. The Gardevoir can come out and knock us out. We will get put to sleep, and this is not looking really good for us. If we can top deck a... this is not good. Oh no, here comes the Gardevoir, and we are just going to get steamrolled right here. My opponent goes for a Geomancy. We do wake up, so that's good news. Do we get a DCE? We do get a DCE. Question is, do we want to knock this guy out? Now, a part of me doesn't feel like knocking him out per se, but you know what? I'd like to see if we can get the prizes, what we can get off the prizes. So let's just go for it. And Twin Burst hit for 80. That's a knockout on the Xerneas. We'll take we got a Wally here, so we can evolve the Electabuzz. It's a bit of a shame. We will be set back a little bit. We're gonna lose at least one turn. This Magmortar here will get knocked out. Oh no, a Mew comes into play. That's a knockout here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's going to be 120 damage. And there it is. So we're going to bring out the Mr. Mime. No need to play this guy anymore. And we do have an N, so I'm just going to power this up. And I'm going to play Wally and get the Electivire going here. And then I'm going to end the turn in the next turn with the Mr. Mime getting knocked out. What I'd like to do is play the VS Seeker for the N and my opponent down to 4. This Malamar EX here is getting pretty scary. So here we go. Here's the Magmortar. And we do get a Blacksmith. So that would be a knockout. And let's see here. Yeah, this is good. Alright, let's get that Lightning Energy. And here we go. I guess this is all we can do here, folks. And Twin Burst it is. So that's a knockout on the Mewtwo, but we're not looking too good right here. We could do a Gigavolt. That could potentially paralyze our opponent. My opponent brings out the Malamar EX, opting not to play the Gardevoir, and it puts us to sleep. If my opponent flips all tails, that would be absolutely awesome. And if that could happen... Oh no, whenever my opponent is looking to power up the... Oh, look at that. Hits. Oh my goodness. We wake up. This is going to be a knockout. Incredible. And my opponent concedes. I should have just brought out the Gardevoir. I didn't know why my opponent did that. And, alright. Well, hey, we'll take the win. Let's go ahead and play one more match here for you guys. Alright, and it's going to be Danny H95. It's going to be a Metal and Psychic deck. Who knows what that really means? It could just be a Psychic deck with Jirachi. You know, that one Jirachi throws everything off, and then you have no idea what they have. So, Danny H95 has a really nice goatee, and I like, yeah, that's great. Okay, so we see the Gengar sleeves. I'm assuming this is going to be some kind of Psychic deck with a Jirachi in there for Stellar Guidance. At least that's my assumption for now. And my opponent flipped, resulting in heads. We'll have to see. My opponent did choose heads, so my opponent won the coin toss. And we have a pretty good opportunity to maybe... If we can get a Wally, we can get a turn 1 Magmortar or Electivire. That'd be pretty cool. I have yet to have that kind of scenario happen to me. That's, it never happens. You never. Oh, well, speak of the devil, we get a Wally right there. Oh man, that is too good. Okay, so what we're gonna do, all right, is we're just gonna play the computer search, get rid of these two guys for a professor's letter, and then we'll play the scorched earth, and then discard one of them, and then we'll play the energy, and then we can ram. Oh my goodness, my opponent plays a Hypno Toxic Laser, and there is the Gengar. So this is going to be a Gengar and Trevenant deck. We will be losing out on our item cards pretty soon if my opponent can evolve, especially if we see a Wally right away. But nope, never mind. And we get a Colress. Oh, well, not that I really need a Colress, so let's go ahead. We will get rid of these guys, and let's go for the plan here. We can definitely get an Electabuzz, but I kind of like playing the computer search for a professor's letter. That way we can play this. That way we can play this here. And that way we can go with that right there. And let's go with this. Drawing some more cards. Look at that. Electabuzz all around. And let's go for the Wally right now. And look at that. We get the Magmortar right away. And let's go with the Flame Charge. So everything is going according to plan. I probably should have played the VS Seeker in case my opponent... yeah, maybe I should have done that. That way we could have gotten the Wally. But I'm actually going to play Juniper the next turn anyway. So it wouldn't have been really necessary to do. Oh, my opponent plays an N. Hey, look at that. We get the Voltorb. And ooh, we even get 2 Electivires here. All we need is a DCE. My opponent brings a Switch. And we don't see the Trevenant yet. Alright, so here is that. There's that right there. There's this right here as well. And we'll get rid of these guys. And we'll want to get another Magmar going. So let's play the Juniper. We do get a Switch. Okay. Let's see here. Alright, I'm going to activate the Stadium. Alright, so we get that. Oh, that's pretty good. Let's see. I don't want to deal with... We've invested too much in this guy, so let's go ahead. We'll play that there. I will switch into this Magmar, and let's put a DCE on this one. In the next turn, I can play a DCE on this one if my opponent doesn't Lysander it out. If my opponent Lysanders it out, we have this one on the bench. So that's going to be the plan, and then we can play the Electrode in the next turn as well. So let's end the turn, and we can counter the Stadium if my opponent decides to do that. Probably should have played the Muscle Band now. Now that I think about it, my opponent can always get the Trevenant going. And I forgot to play the Muscle Band. Should have played it on this Magmar. Probably on the one that's already powered up over here too. And there it is. There is the Verbeek City Gym. We see my opponent play Juniper. We got to see if they're... hopefully all the Trevenants are prized. That'll be great. My opponent plays a Hypnotoxic Laser. And this could be it for my opponent. I am not positive. So a couple things we can do here. Try to thin out our hand. Play the Electrode. And looks good. All right. So... we'll play this here, and let's see. Let's see, which one do I want to play? Well, let's counter the Stadium first, and I actually want to play this one here, and we'll play this here as well. And let's play this on this guy, I think. That way we can potentially retreat if need be. Alright, let's do that. Let's go with this here. If we can draw into either a VS Seeker or a Blacksmith. So I'm going to put one Blacksmith in here in case we get a VS Seeker. We have two more Blacksmiths we can draw into. And that's pretty good. So let's take a look at our discard pile. We've got 2 energies in there already. But yeah, alright. So maybe I don't need to do that. Let's discard a... what should we do here? Well, this is looking pretty comfortable. We'll discard one of these Magmars as well. Alright, so let's see if we can draw into a VS Seeker or a Blacksmith. And I'll take the Blacksmith. So... oh, well, this works out very well. Let's go play the Starling Megaphone. We'll play this right here. And we don't even need a retreat. So good thing we played that DCE on this Magmortar. And let's go with Twin Burst. taking out the Phantom, and all we need now is a Muscle Band, and we'll take care of the Gengar. So that was a solid turn. We can play this energy probably onto the Electivire in case we need to do Tag Team Spark, which is not bad. We have a Magmortar here. Does 20 more damage for each energy attached to your Magmortar. So we got 2 of these. That's 4, and that's already doing 80. My opponent plays a DCE. I think we see a laser as well. Hopefully my opponent doesn't counter the stadium. And we get End, which is not bad at all. And we get End into a really good hand. Play a DCE on this Magmortar over here. And we can probably put some damage on going here. My opponent's going to switch into the Wobbuffet. So now this is getting really tricky. We won't be able to use the Electrode anymore. And we won't pass out from the poison damage. So what I'm going to opt to do instead is just power this guy up. And let's thin out our hand a little bit. I can play the energy here as well. So let's go ahead, we'll thin out our hand. We got a Lysander's trump card that we don't need to see anymore. There's a Blacksmith. Let's see here. What do I not want to see? Probably just a trump card. I don't know. We do have one VS Seeker that can get that back. So we'll hang on to that. And that's it. Alright, let's just thin out. We don't need to do that either. But I'm going to play it now. That way, in the next turn, we should be able to do Magnetic Draw. So let's just take out this Wobbuffet here, 160 damage. We will survive the turn. My opponent will still need to hit us with an attack. So, and otherwise, we can bring out the Electivire. That can do a bunch of damage. Or we could just bring out this Magmortar with the Muscle Band. I'm actually, I'm going to bring out the Electivire instead and just do a Tag Team Spark. My opponent's going to play an N. And we get End into a really good hand. We see a Verbank City Gym. And how many Verbank City Gyms have been played already? What is that? That's the 3rd one, maybe? Nope, only the 2nd one. Okay. Well, at least my opponent doesn't have any more lasers. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, maybe my opponent has one more. And here comes a Wobbuffet again. So my opponent's preventing us from playing... okay, so we don't have the Lightning Energy. So that's not really good. But we're going to go for it, all right? So I'm going to try to go for the Lightning Energy, and that way we can just knock out this guy. We have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that should be a knockout, 6 times 20. All right, so let's go with that. We have 1 card left. In the next turn, we can play the VS Seeker. So we're going to do that now. Let's just play the VS Seeker for the Lysander's trump card. I don't want to take any chances here. And then lose the game. So here we go. Let's go with this. And let's go Tag Team Spark. Hitting for 140 damage. I forgot about that. Okay, so let's take the prize here. My opponent can put some pressure on this Electivire, but we're feeling pretty comfortable here. In the next turn, we will end up decking ourselves out. But we'll just play the Lysander's trump card. And oh no, here comes all these Phantoms and stuff. What to do? Well, for sure, we're going to have to play the Lysander's trump card. We can play an N, but I feel a little bit more comfortable playing the Lysander's trump card. We can play an N and kind of live live to see another day. Alright, play an N. Okay, let's just go with the trump card. Alright, so we'll do that right there. And we'll just go with the knockout. Alright, Team Spark right here. Slowly but surely. We do have this Lysander here. So we will pass out, and I will promote this Magmortar here, I think. I think that's a pretty good choice. Yes. So, we're going to promote this Electrode because 1 retreat is pretty light, so we're going to go with that. If my opponent doesn't knock us out, which my opponent can with the poison and everything, we're going to look to probably knock out the Gengar in 1 shot. As long as my opponent doesn't play starting the Megaphone, we should be okay. So, if this, I have no idea what's going to happen next. If my opponent will knock this guy out, we'll just promote. Oh my goodness, my opponent gets a Colress. You never know what can happen there. We could see the Muscle Band, and that's not going to. Well, we do see a Muscle Band. We could see a Starling Megaphone. If we don't see it, then I think it could be game. That's going to be a knockout on the Electrode, and I'm just going to promote this Magmortar here, and it's going to be GG. Let's bring out this Gengar, and we'll go with the Twin Burst, and that's 180, taking out the Gengar EX. Look at that. We had a damaged Magmortar go for the win, and we will take it. Wow, that was exciting. That was a great matchup, and I appreciated the battle, Danny H95. Anyways, if you guys like the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. If you guys have any deck ideas for me, shoot them my way, and I'll see to it if I can build them. Just hashtag build this deck, please, and I'll take a look. And again, thanks Pablo Raphael for suggesting to see a Magmortar Electivire updated deck here on Pokemon TCG Online. Well, hopefully you guys all have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.